Hey, it's Michael Coxon with Realty One Group. Like many of you, I've taken some time to step back and limit my time spent in public to just necessary events. I'm speaking here from my home office, and real estate, title, and escrow are considered essential services here in Nevada. So I continue to operate my business in the new normal, helping buyers buy and sellers sell, because people need a place to live. And many people realize this too shall pass and are continuing with their home shopping. Like I said, I'm simply operating under the new normal for the time being. And what does that even mean? Some of my clients need to sell or buy right now. And they're doing that with our protocols in place for safe, smart marketing, virtual showings, and more. So how is the market, more importantly? It's frankly day by day. It's hour by hour. Some of my buyers and sellers are telling me, hold off right now. I'm telling those people that I fully 100% support their decision. While I continue to communicate and to prepare them for what happens next, I'm following the news just like you guys. Not too much. Make sure we keep our minds healthy and free of too much negative news. But anyway, when you're my client, I'm here to advise you and support you like I would advise and support my own family. Like many of you, I'm making lemonade out of lemons. And I'm taking this time to just reflect, pause, and educate myself, get a little rest. I own real estate too, and like you, I want to know what the data says about the market. I'm also looking into what similar events from the past have to teach us about what's going on today. What can we learn from history? And also, what are the smarter guys in the room doing? There's people who buy and sell a lot more real estate than me. There's people who invest in the stock market with a lot more money than me. I'm listening to those guys. What are they doing with their portfolio? So I've kind of taken some of this time to dive deep and research how this virus event will affect the real estate market, or how it will affect the real estate market. A lot of people have PTSD from the last recession. They're still afraid of buying a home at the wrong time. This is a different era. That was a whole other market, and frankly, real estate caused that problem, not an event like a virus. So I'm sharing today 5 simple graphs proving this is not like the last time. All right, so the first one here. First one is from the Mortgage Bankers Association. They release Mortgage Credit Availability Index. This is basically a summary. It measures the availability of mortgage credit at any point in time. So how much mortgage credit is available to us. So the higher the index, the easier it is for someone to get a mortgage. As it shows here, we're down at the bottom there. The index skyrocketed during that housing bubble, but currently the index shows getting a mortgage is much more difficult than it was before the bubble. Graph number 2, prices, they're not soaring out of control. You've read, and it's correct, we are back to record highs in pricing. But remember, that was from 12 years ago. So prices are back here, but they're not going crazy. This graph shows annual house appreciation. Annual house appreciation over the past 6 years compared to the 6 years that led up to the housing bubble. So you can see price appreciation has been quite strong recently, but it's nowhere near the rise in prices that preceded the crash. Number 3, we don't have a surplus of homes on the market. If you've heard me speak before, you know I preach this, supply and demand. We have a very low supply right now. There's a shortage. So the month's supply of inventory needed to sustain a normal real estate market is 6 months. Anything more than that, it's an overabundance of supply, becomes a buyer's market, and that means prices will come down. Below 6 months is still a seller's market, and that means there's a shortage, which means prices will continue to go up. Low supply, high demand. We all remember that one from Economics 101. So as this graph shows, there was way too many homes for sale in 2007, and that is what caused prices to tumble. Today, there's a shortage of inventory, And this is national. Here in Las Vegas, it is very real that we have a shortage of inventory. That's going to cause more acceleration in home values. Number 4, houses back in the last bubble, they became too expensive to buy. So you hear me say that the prices are at the same level as they used to be, but pricing, believe it or not, is the only thing that determines affordability. So the affordability formula has 3 components. The price of the home, that's the obvious one, but the wages earned by the purchaser affect the affordability, and also the mortgage rate highly affects the affordability. So 14 years ago, prices were high, wages were low, and mortgage rates were over 6%. Today, prices still high, wages, however, increased, and the mortgage rate is about 3.5%. I think I saw 3.65% from Freddie Mac get released this morning. So call it 3.5 to 3 3/4. So that means the average family is paying less of their monthly income toward their mortgage payment than they did back then, which makes it more affordable, right? So here's a graph that shows that difference. Number 5, last but not least, people are equity rich, not tapped out. What that means is they have some equity in their homes. They're not using them. So back before the bubble, homeowners were using their equity like it was a personal ATM, just cash out refis and leveraging their houses to the gills. A huge amount, and a big reason why the bubble burst is there was no equity left in the house. So when the prices went down, all of a sudden they owed more than the house was worth. Many people immediately withdrew their equity once it built up, and they learned their lesson in the process. Prices have risen nicely over the last few years, leading to about half of homes in the country having greater than 50% equity. So for example, if you own a $300,000 house, you have roughly 150 grand in equity. Of course, just using the average right there, but you got some room. So owners like yourself and me, we haven't really been tapping into our equity as much as we did the last time. And this table compares the equity withdrawal over the last 3 years. So 19, 18, 17, the last 3 years compared to 2005, 2006, and 2007. Homeowners cashed out nearly $600 billion less than before. So that's $600 billion in equity that homeowners have now that they didn't have last time. So bottom line, if you're concerned that we're making the same mistakes that led to a housing crash, take a look back at the charts, replay the video, and study those graphs, and that'll help alleviate the fears. I know it has for me personally. But more importantly, take care of you and take care of your family. I'm here for you. I have your back. So what questions do you have, and what do you want to do in these times? Because it's a personal decision, okay? Drop a comment below or get in touch with me today. Until then, take care and be well.